What's up, FOA Squad? I'm Anthony, and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Football Sunday to you guys. So you guys might be wondering, okay, Anthony, why are you back in Florida? I thought you and Michael were going on a Texas road trip. Well, I'll get into all of that in a few minutes, but for right now, while it's on my mind, I want to once again remind you guys of the $125 deposit sale that's going on for the 2026 cruise. It is until the end of this year, which is December the 31st. So if you're still thinking about going on a cruise, you still have a little bit of time to think it over and still take advantage of the $125 deposit sale. And I want to right now, something else I want to mention why it's on my mind before I forget. I'm going to call this the elephant of the room because this happened to me twice now. And that is my trailer door jammed on me once again when I went outside of the trailer and locked me out. That happened this morning before going to Walmart and filming this video. I was so over this trailer. I am over this trailer right now. And remember when I came back from the cruise, I don't even know if I mentioned this to you guys. I came back from the cruise and the door jammed and I couldn't get in. I had to go and get Rick, and Rick finagled it and got me in, but it kind of damaged the bottom part of the lock. Well, this time I was through. Luckily, my neighbor Billy was here, and the bad part about that situation, guys, is I left everything inside of the trailer. My phone, my second set of keys, all my windows was closed. I had absolutely no way of getting into this trailer. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I went and asked my friend, my neighbor Billy, if he had a screwdriver, and he gave me a screwdriver, and I aggressively, when I tell you guys, I aggressively tore the heck out of that bottom lock. Because it was a top lock this time. It was a top lock. It was the bottom lock the first time. When I tell you guys, I aggressively, because I didn't care at that time. I didn't care because it was either that or, like I told Rick when he came over to help me, I was about to throw a brick through the daggone window. Because I had it with this daggone trailer door. I don't know why it keeps locking, and it has me almost scared to even shut the door now when I go out. So I just took that screwdriver and aggressively gave it a good old and that thing fell apart. Now I said, I don't care. So I ordered me a new lock. It comes on Monday, and I'll put a new one in. I don't even know if I should have bought the same type of lock because I'm guessing might have the same type of issues with it. But anywho, for now, that's what I'm going to use. I know how to put that on. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, I'm telling you. Talk about anxiety, boy. I was like, oh, no, not again. I just went out to take some trash out. I shut the door behind me so no bugs won't come in. And went to open it to come back in, and I already knew right away what had happened. All right, so let's get into this Walmart haul. The first thing I got a 12-pack of these waters. Usually I get the 28 case, but they didn't have any of the 28 case, and I really like these Sam Club's water. To me, their bottle is a lot fatter than the Walmart brand water, so I love getting these. Yes, lock myself out again. Ugh. All right, I have 2 packs of the chicken thighs. You guys know this is my favorite type of chicken. Chicken is the thighs. I think they are the most tender part of the chicken, and I love the chicken thighs. I bought some salmon. Every time I go away and come back, I like to do a fresh grocery a grocery shop. So I head to the grocery store and I stock up on some things. And I bought one of my favorite meals. I bought the Rana chicken fettuccine. Love this stuff with some Alfredo sauce. If you, once again, you have not tried this brand, Rana, you should check them out. They do sell them at a lot of the grocery stores too, but I usually get them from Walmart. If you're down in the South, I have seen them in Publix as well. Then let's see. I bought some garlic mashed potatoes. I haven't had some of these in a minute. I think I'm gonna fix something so that I can have some of these. Got me 2 of Walmart little lemon pies. You guys know that I like these as well. Alrighty. 2 bags of broccoli. I do have some canned vegetables up there, some corn and some string beans, but y'all know broccoli seems to be my favorite vegetable. I like to put it in like pasta dishes and everything. I got some ground beef. Now, for some reason, I'm craving some good old-fashioned spaghetti. So today, I'm going to fix some spaghetti for dinner and continue to watch football all day. So, got me some ground beef. I got some chicken wingettes. I don't know. It seems like every time it's like football season, I always tend to buy these more than when it's not football season, because I like to put them in the oven and season them up, put them in the oven and bake them. And I used to put these in my air fryer, and man, oh man, they turn out really, really well when you season them and put them in an air fryer. I don't think I ever used my air fryer mode in my toaster oven. And then I bought some of these beef stew, lean beef stew cubes. I'm gonna tell you something about this stuff here. I'm gonna get it right this time, because every time I try and fix these things, they either too rubbery. No, that's it. They too rubbery. I can't cook them. But I'm going to slow cook these bad boys for 3, 4, 5 hours. I don't care. They're going to get tender on me. So if you have any suggestions on how to fix these, I would appreciate some input. But I'm planning on putting them in my little rice cooker / slow cooker for like at least 4 hours. Just do some seasoning, add some, I think I have some beef broth up in here, and just let them slow cook for like many, many hours. That could be the problem or what that I've been having in the past with these things, that I have not been cooking them long enough. But I'm gonna get it right this time. I can see those with some gravy on them, smothered over some nice white rice. Oh yes. Now, I eat a lot of chicken. You guys already know that. But I try to find different ways to eat the chicken to give it different flavors. So I ran across this Parmesan garlic. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to try this with some of the wingettes. Now, the thing I have with this is, I don't know if I should use like half of this to marinate the wingettes in for like a day, and then use the other half after I cook them or bake them, and then put the rest of the sauce on. Because remember during the summertime when I fixed those wings, it was like a wing taste test. I had different, like 4 or 5 different types of wing flavors, and I put the sauce and everything on there and then put it on the grill, and I burned the heck out of it. That chicken was so burnt because people was like, well, you shouldn't have put the sauce on there until after you've cooked the wings. Well, lesson learned this time around. We'll see. But the big difference is I'm not putting them on the grill this time. I'm putting them in my toaster oven. So that might make the big difference. Then I got me some Alfredo sauce, because every time I buy one of those Rana meals, it seemed like the Alfredo sauce, you know, when you put it in the refrigerator, the leftovers, it seemed like the Alfredo sauce just kind of dries up. So I bought an extra Alfredo sauce to put on that. And then for my good old-fashioned spaghetti today, I bought some spaghetti sauce. This is the Italian sausage one. Do you really taste the sausage in these things? I'm wondering. And I like to put this in my spaghetti too, the diced tomatoes. It gives that extra little to it. And I bought me some of these cream of chicken with herbs. You guys know I love this. I usually add this to some onion powder mix. Not onion powder, but the, what am I talking about? This right here, the Lipton onion mix. I like to add that to that and bake the chicken. Oh my goodness. Talk about something that's really, really good. That is a favorite of mine here. So that's going to be coming up. Now, I want to make a soup. I'm back in Florida. The weather is warmer, but when I was up in Baltimore, I thought of making my first meal in the camper, some broccoli and potato soup, but that did not work out. So I bought me some cream of potato because the grocery store didn't have any in Baltimore. So when I saw these, I said, okay, let me get 2 of these. So whenever I'm ready to make my broccoli and potato soup, I'll have these. And I always have broccoli, seems like. Then I bought 2 red bell peppers, 2 onions. I like the white onions, but Walmart didn't have any white onions, so I went with the yellow onions. I was getting my onions and one woman beside me, I said, they don't have any white onions. She said, oh, I like the yellow onions better because they're much sweeter. So I said, okay. Then I bought 2 potatoes for the potato and broccoli soup whenever I make those. Some mouthwash. Now, I was very disappointed in Walmart because they did not have my flatbread pizza that I love to get, my pepperoni flatbread pizza. So I just bought a little one, a little square version of that. And they only had 1 of these. I'm like, okay, Walmart, come on now. Stock up, baby, stock up. And I bought some Jamaican patties. You guys know I love, love, love these Jamaican patties. They come in 3 different flavors. The spicy, then they have here the cheese, and they got like a plain one without the cheese. They always seem to run out of this one, the cheese one, the most. But they were all stocked up this time around. I said, oh, let me grab 2 of these right quick. Now, I will tell you a little thing about these. Don't freeze them. Because if you freeze them and then you throw them in a microwave, the edges of them are going to be hard, become hard. Just sit them in a regular part of your refrigerator. Hopefully you won't have them hanging around for a week or so before you eat them. But just sit them in your refrigerator, then put them in the microwave for 2 minutes. And I'm telling you, these bad boys are delicious. Delicious. I'm not playing. Y'all know, because y'all seen those in so many of my Walmart hauls. Then I was I was walking past and they had some Marie Calendar Popeyes on sale. I love me a good chicken Popeye, especially from KFC. They have the best chicken Popeyes at KFC. Love, love them. And I can't forget about my Walmart brand Great Value fish fillets. Y'all know. Y'all already know. I love these things. Alrighty. I think that's all. Oh, wait a minute. I got 2 boxes of oatmeal. My favorite 2 flavors, the apple and cinnamon here, and then the maple brown sugar. I usually put 1 pack of this and 1 pack of this one in a bowl and eat them together. Love, love, love. I think at some point I'm going to have to re-level my trailer because it's been sitting in the same spot for so long and I feel it's not being leveled. But that's definitely going to have to come at a time where I am in the mood to do that because I have to do so many steps to do that. But that is it. Alright, so that takes care of the part of this video, which is the grocery haul. And I'm going to put this food away, and I'm going to have a seat, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about why the road trip with Michael did not take place. So why didn't Michael and I go on our road trip to Texas? This is not a complicated story. It's quite simple. There are no oohs and ahs and thrills or anything of the sort. The reason why Michael and I did not go on the Texas road trip is because Michael started having problems with his car. He started hearing a clunking noise, so he took it to the shop. And this has probably happened to us at least once in our lives, when we hear something in our vehicle and we take it to the shop, and as soon as we get to the shop, the noise stops. Well, that's what happened to Michael. As soon as he got to the car shop, the noise stopped. So he tried his very best to describe what he thought the noise was and where it was coming from. So they fixed, I guess, one or two things during that visit, and Michael went and got his car. Now, that delayed our departure, I think, 2 or 3 days at that point. So then Michael got his car back and started riding around town, prepping to leave on the road trip. And the clunky noise came back. So he took the car back to the shop, which was, I believe he took it back on a Thursday of this after Thanksgiving, the Thursday of the following week past Thanksgiving. And at this point, we are about close to a week behind our departure time. So he took it back to the shop, and at that point in time, we were supposed to leave on, when were we supposed to leave? What day were we supposed to leave this before the clunky noise came back? Yes, he was going to leave on a Thursday and head down to VA, and I was going to meet him down in VA on Thursday. Then he told me that his car has to go back into the shop. At that point, I kind of lost the excitement for going on the trip because we are like a week behind now. We actually supposed to had been in Texas at that point in time. So I kind of lost a little interest, excitement of going on the trip. Plus, it was cold in Baltimore. I was okay with the cold for a little bit, as long as I'm moving and not like, just in Baltimore, sitting around, yada, yada, yada. So I decided that, I was going to head back to Florida. So that's what I did. Thursday, I woke up, I couldn't sleep, and it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I just kind of took off. And I contacted Michael once I got in Virginia, which still could have made it possible for us to go on the road trip if he got news that his car was going to be fixed in like a day or two, and then I would have waited because we were supposed to originally meet in Virginia anyway and leave from Virginia and on our way to Texas. So I was like an hour and a half away from the meeting point at which we were going to meet and go to Texas. So it could have still worked had he got his car back, but he got some really bad news about his car that it's engine related, and it's going to cost thousands of dollars to even look into it and take the engine out, this, that, and the other. So fast forward, Michael is now in the market for a new car. He's looking for a new car. So he's going to reschedule taking his Casita to Texas either January or February of next year. So I don't know if I'll go or not. I do have some things planned, and it's around tax time. I need to get my taxes done, yada, yada. Excuse me, yada, yada, yada. Then my birthday is in January as well. So we'll see how it works out if our schedules align with one another. So that's what happened. And I'm glad to be back in Florida now. I'm glad to be in much warmer weather. I mean, who would not want to be in warmer weather as opposed, I think in Baltimore now, it's like 36 degrees. I sent my family a group text and was like, hey, I'm back into Florida. Yesterday when I got into Florida, well, 2 days ago when I got into Florida, it was like 80 to 83 degrees. I was like, hey, it's 83 degrees here. Like, okay, don't rub it in. But yeah, I am back in Florida now. What is next? I'm going to dive right into finishing up the installation on the truck topper, and then I'm going to try and decide what I want to do with covering up the foam board to try to make it look nice and everything. I mentioned to you guys that I did have some of that gray felt type material, but I'm a little afraid and intimidated to use that because if I don't do it perfect and I spray the foam board to try to attach the gray material to it and any kind of mishap, and I'm not going to be able to pull that gray off without probably destroying the foam board. So I'd rather have something like a peel and stick where I can cut it to size and then just stick it on top of the foam board as opposed of, and then I gotta cut the gray felt thing, and I can see that being a disaster because me not being able to cut that straight before I don't know. But we'll see. I'm going to head to Lowe's because I'm going to need another pack of the foam boards. I'm going to do that in the next day or so and finish off the areas in the topper that I have not yet put foam board on. I'm very excited to get it done. The next time you guys see the inside of it, hopefully it will look a lot better and all the foam board will be, white foam board would be covered up and it looks a lot better, you know. I'm definitely going to take the beanbag chair out of there. I bought the beanbag chair just to have something to sit on during the whole month-long road trip. But since that did not happen and I'm back here in Florida, I have some red folding chairs that go to my table and my umbrella. I'm going to put one of those chairs in there. I think that will match as far as decor, will go well with the inside of it. But I'll see what I can come with. Cross your fingers that I can get this daggone wall paper or whatever I decide to put over top of the white foam boards and not have too much of a anxiety trying to do it and it comes out looking halfway decent. That's all I wanted to do, is look halfway decent. I am curious now that I'm back in Florida and under warmer weather, how it's going to affect, if at all, the foam boards, because now we're going from keeping the cold out of the topper to keeping the heat. And right now my truck is sitting in the sun, so I have both of the windows open and everything. So I'm curious to see how the foam board works out in the opposite type of weather. All right, guys, that is it for the reason why Michael and I did not go on a road trip. I am going to just relax the rest of the day, and later on I'm gonna fix myself some good old-fashioned spaghetti. And I'll see you guys around that time. Okay, guys, I have everything set up here, ready to get my spaghetti going. I want to cook it earlier. I want to cook it earlier so that I can let it sit for a few hours before I eat it. I have the water going already. I'm about to put my meat in here and get this going. Season it up. I'm just going to use some simple salt and pepper. I don't want to do too much. I might put a little bit more in here. I'm not sure yet. In terms of seasoning. When it comes to spaghetti, I don't like to do too much. I don't like to put a lot of different things in it. I like it to be nice and simple. And, you know, you get the full taste of the spaghetti, the sauce. And I like to keep it nice and simple. So we're definitely going to use a good amount of pepper, since the only thing I'm actually using. I might put something else, another type seasoning in there. I'll see. This stuff hardly comes out. I'm gonna put some hot sauce in here. I should wait until it gets done. But let's go ahead and let me look and see what other seasoning I might want to put in there. I think that'll do it. Alright, I'm going to be using fettuccine. I don't like spaghetti strings in my spaghetti. I like my spaghetti to be thicker, so I always use fettuccine because it's a lot thicker than if you were to buy a box of spaghetti. Now here's the tricky part. As many of you solo folks out there know about spaghetti, spaghetti is hard to make, to fix just the right amount for you to have one serving today and maybe just a little bit left over for tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. As for my sauce, I have this classic Italian sausage. I showed you guys that earlier in the video. Alright, we got off to a good start, and I'll check in with you guys a little further in the cooking process. Do you guys break your spaghetti in half? I think somebody told me that's like bad luck or something in Italy or something. I'll just sit that there. We'll turn the fettuccine down some because I don't want them to overboil and come over the pot. I think the reason why a lot of people overcook spaghetti, or not overcook it, but cook too much, is because when you put the strings in there, they don't look like they're a lot, but then after they cook up and expand, it becomes a lot more than you expected it to be. And that's why I think, me too, I do it all the time. That's why I think that I make too much spaghetti. Alright guys, now it's time to mix everything into the pot here. left about, I don't know if y'all can see that without me pouring it out, but I left a reasonable amount of liquid in here. And then some more liquid is going to be added with these and the sauce, as well as the meat. Look at that. It's already a whole pot full of stuff. Already. Alrighty. Once this spaghetti sit for a few hours, man, oh man. I know what some of y'all saying. I know exactly what some of y'all saying. Anthony, you gonna scrape that pan up, that nice pan up. I can hear y'all now. I can hear y'all now. Anthony, you gonna scrape that nice pan up? Now let me show you guys what this looks like. Because some of you are going to say, oh my goodness, Anthony, that is way too much liquid in it. But trust me, you know spaghetti. Spaghetti is going to expand. And I guarantee you in a couple of hours, that's not going to have that much liquid in it. Especially after I put it in the refrigerator. And then it overnights. It's definitely going to be less liquid. Let me show you guys. That's actually a really good consistency that I like my spaghetti. I don't like my spaghetti to look dry. I like my spaghetti to have a wet texture to it. So that's actually looking pretty good. It's probably going to need a lot more seasoning because I put the meat in there, and then the noodles going to be more seasoning. So I'll give it a taste after it's sat for a while and then determine whether I should put some more in there. But that is the exact consistency I like my spaghetti to look. Okie dokie dokie. My spaghetti is done. It is so loose and wet. Now, the only issue about having making spaghetti that's really loose and wet like I like it is that when you pour the spaghetti sauce in there, it tends to waterize or make the sauce water instead of that thickness of the sauce that a lot of people like. But I'm okay with that as long as I have some good flavor. That's okay with me. But let's try this out. I know I'm gonna need a paper towel because y'all know spaghetti is messy. It splatters all over the place. Spaghetti splatters all over the place. I might have to add some more seasoning per bowl. let me tell y'all something. I haven't had spaghetti in a long time. At least I can't remember the last time that I had spaghetti. This here spaghetti is absolutely wowzer. And I think what made it a wowzer is I seasoned that ground beef up, and I put that juices of that ground beef in that pot as well, and let that sit along with everything else. And I can honestly taste the season of that juice that was sitting in the ground beef. Oh my goodness. It's not too hot because I did put a fair share of hot sauce in there. Oh my goodness. Mm. It is seasoned just right. So I can imagine what it's going to taste like tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be like, wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Mm. I felt a little bit of heat in that bite. Mm. Okay, a little bit more of the heat is coming in. Still not overbearing yet. My forehead is not sweating yet. Mm. Oh, that is so good. I'm getting like a hint of heat, as if I put like some chili powder in it or something. I just put hot sauce in there. And to be honest, it wasn't a whole lot of hot sauce. Mm. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call it. That's gonna be a wrap for today's video. The only thing I'm gonna do is finish eating this spaghetti. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to eat the rest of it the next day. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys. You know that. Every view is a blessing, so I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, supporting the FOA community, as well as myself more than anything. And I'll see you guys the next time. I am starting to work up a little sweat there, though. Oh, boy. Only thing saving me is I have this hat on. If I didn't have this hat on, y'all see that sweat might start to bead up and start rolling down. But that's the sign most of the time. Not all the time. That's the sign of some good eating there. See you guys the next time.